Well, funeral practitioners have called on government to establish a regulatory body for the industry. The multi-billion rand sector has seen a boom in new entrants, while non-compliance is also on the rise. So in this four-part series, Newzroom Afrika's Aldrin Sampear explores the lucrative funeral business.
Nestled in the sprawling Alexandra Township is GNC Funerals. Founded in 2017 by former taxi operator Lebogang Mogorosi.
Back then, it was a little bit difficult for me and things were not going well, especially with the taxi industry. Where there would be some bit of misunderstandings with some violence in between. But for me, lucky enough, I had vehicles, kumbis, that I started selling in order for me to establish this place.
And like the taxi industry, the funeral service industry is cash intensive.
Especially when it comes to the funeral industry, where you get a lump sum of cash. You have a choice to do anything. Some other people can choose to buy a Vurpa and whatsoever. But I wanted something that my clients can be proud of.
Like GNC Funerals, undertakers must be registered with the Financial Sector Conduct Authority to take premiums. Sadly, some policyholders only realize during the period of mourning that their funeral home of choice is operating without a license.
They actually aren't underwritten by a licensed insurer and perform no underwriting practices themselves. So they're not managing those premiums prudently so that when time comes for a payout, there actually are the funds there to meet your claim.
Due to the high number of unlicensed entities, the FSCA and the Reserve Bank's Prudential Authority are reviewing the regulatory framework. According to the Department of Health, which regulates the industry, more than 40% of funeral homes in South Africa aren't certified.
The concerns that are coming through are the explosion or mushrooming of undertakers through people who started running insurance offices for funeral or for burial issues, and then they convert to become undertakers by name and not having the actual premises to run the premises from.
It's mandatory for operators to have a certificate of competence. The document is issued by municipalities to mortuaries, which, among other standards, must have prep rooms and refrigerators that meet the legal requirements. However, the National Funeral Practitioners Association says even some state-owned mortuaries fall short of those standards.
I removed close to 10 bodies from Parkrin. All of them had already decayed. Right there, when you remove the body, now we have to call the family and tell them, your body is rotten from the government mortuary, not from me.
But the rot runs deep. Despite the biohazards posed by handling human remains, including radioactive material, there's no legislation that makes training mandatory.
Because it was seen to be an omission, and then it was catered for in the amendment that came after COVID. But that amendment is not yet in force because of the consultation processes.
While the consultation is ongoing, the loopholes are exploited. Johan Rousseau, who authored a training manual, says urgent action is required. He believes the solution lies in consolidating the fragmented 36 pieces of legislation that govern the industry.
That's why we are emphasizing the establishment of a licensing body or a regulator, the establishment of an ombudsman, and even looking at a bargaining council so that you can look at the interest of the public, the priorities of government, the industry, and automatically the industry's workers.
While the funeral industry is estimated to be making billions of rand a year, the industry remains vulnerable to syndicates that are now also targeting funeral insurance. For Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405, I'm Aldrin Sampear in Johannesburg.